Illinois about to kick it away to get things started. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Wyoming's offense will go on the attack first. Hopefully we'll see a performance today like the one that this guy had last week when basically he just ran wild through the defense.
He made that defense look silly. Out in the open field, he's making people miss, breaking tackles, scoring touchdown after touchdown. This offense is vowed to find new ways to get him the football, so we're going to see something else.
Turning it on! Got the first down, looking for more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. And the Cowboys will hustle to the line.
Well, the defense just had to chase that guy down, make a tackle after a long run, and no chance to substitute. They got to get the play call in because the offense is trying to go fast.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. All right, guys, let's chat a little Wyoming. They were really excited about the pickup they got last week. Commitment from a 3-star defensive back, David, and when programs at this level can get guys like that in the building, everybody celebrates.
The whole building gets excited because transfer pool is one thing, but high school recruiting, when you can get somebody out of high school with some raw tools that are really good, you can see the future could be bright. You take those guys, you try to develop them instead of going into the transfer pool.
I can break him down. And the Heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
Then early in the game, I love when you set the tone and make the quarterback feel uncomfortable. Nice job getting him on the ground, getting your first sack of the day. Listen, they had 3 last week, but they want to continue to build on that number and keep getting it higher, and that's a great start.
Didn't pick up a lot there, moving forward just a few.
It's a nice job running the in route there by the receiver. And the best thing he did after he made his break, he didn't trail and fade away. He actually attacked the football. That's a good lesson for young receivers out there watching.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. It's incomplete, and that also might be what is called a learning experience and one this freshman got away with.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. So the Illinois Fighting Illini now go on offense, and they'll have it for the first time. They got an incredibly efficient performance from this guy last time out. Now, Jesse, it's about making that a consistent thing.
Yeah, I think the most impressive thing watching that tape back from his last game is the ball never touched the ground, David. It was amazing. And it wasn't that he was so accurate throwing the ball deep down.
Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
Busting big runs like this is a total team effort. Obviously, the back has to find the hole, but you got to have everybody around them doing their job to make it a good play.
And everybody around them doesn't just mean the offensive line. The receivers getting their blocks downfield is a big deal. And a big play on the left sideline. Excellent awareness to get that foot in bounds.
Well, you can see the effect that last run play had on the defense. They had a real...
And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. That big play put them in business. Now they're right on the edge of the red zone as they go to work 1st and 10. Hand off to the single running back. Really good running, gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16.
Really nice first down run. And you're seeing why this running back is an every down type. He can run between the tackles, he can run outside, he can catch the football, he can block. This guy can do it all.
2nd down, they'll go to the air. Grabbed in the middle, it's Stewart. They'll spot the ball with the 12 after that completion. Illinois picked up the first down. Now here they come again. Looking to throw on 1st down. He's got it on the run. end zone. Touchdown, Illinois. Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. So much about the passing game is about timing, execution, communication, and these two, that's a virtual textbook there.
And no doubt about it. And the receiver making plays for his quarterback, being dependable, running the route to the right depth consistently. Does a great job running his route. Great result because of it.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Wyoming has the football back, and here comes the offense. Finding themselves down 7-0, they'd love to get a drive going here. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back.
And the offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
They'll run play action. Throwing right. Got his man downfield. They knock him out of bounds at the 42, and they're on the move. The Cowboys are in the hurry-up.
I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. And the Cowboys can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. He'll try to do it himself. He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down. They want to get this defense on its heels.
Most offensive coordinators want to be really aggressive on second and short. And I love the quarterback here. He drops back the pass, thinking being aggressive. Nothing available. Scramble. Easy first down.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
Quite a bit of work to do on third down from the 23 in this. Looking to force a field goal try. To the air, it's Wiggins. Throws to the wideout. It's brought downfield. He found his man and zipped it in there, and they've got a first down in the red zone at the 11. The running back has it. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared. Right back on the ball, ready to run another play, ready to make this defense work.
They get him stopped, but those feet kept moving until he was down to the 5. Now on the ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. They'll try to get it through the air. They're setting up the screen. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. And he'll boot one from the right hash. He ought to be able to navigate that angle from this distance. And it's no good. And they couldn't cut into the lead. It's still a 7-point game.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. That's a kick he should be making in his sleep.
They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34.
And running backs are so good, so talented, so elusive. You see nowadays they really have the ability to make you miss, run you over. Unbelievable effort. Nice job. You keep that going, it'll be hard to stop.
Off play action on first down. Buys a little extra time. Looking to the big tight end. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it up to 45. That's the end of the quarter, and Illinois has the lead here. One period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game in the second quarter. They've got a first down here to open the period. Single back formation
kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Just a hair too much on it from this big-arm sophomore quarterback.
And a quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there in the application.
They've got it inside the 40 and the 39 as they pick up the first down.
And this defense, they have got to get better in coverage if they want to get off the field anytime soon. You keep defending like that, this offense might hang 50 on you by the end of the game.
Wants to go up top on first down. Puts it out of the air. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Illinois coming back to the line with a 1st and 10. To the air on first down. Snag in the middle. It's Pierre. And to the end zone. Touchdown. Back over the end and then stroll into the end zone for the score.
Really nice job of working the route and getting himself open. And he's able to locate the football, snag it out of the air. And this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he's going to bring it out of the end zone. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Off the play fake on first down. Fires to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
The Cowboys want to pick up the tempo.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Picks up the first down still. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Runs through a tackle. He's knocked out of bounds as he gets it across midfield and down to the 46. And the Cowboys with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Hard running there. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Cowboys back to the line on first down. Let's see if they keep leaning on this running game. Looking downfield, it's Wiggins. Quickly out to the tight end. He'll pick up a few before being knocked out of bounds at the 31. And the Cowboys with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Leaves it with the running back. Fouls through the defense. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Cowboys started this drive backed up in their own end, and now they've moved into position to score. Fires to the left. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Off the play fake. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down to the 26.
Man, this defense is dominating all game long. They have been making this quarterback's life so difficult with their pass rush. They bring him down there for the sack. They're not giving anything up. They're leading this game by a lot. We're only in the second quarter, and this ain't going to change unless this offense can find a rhythm.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. Zings it complete to the right. He gets it inside the 20 to the 19, but they still have a ways to go, and it'll be fourth down. And here comes the field goal unit for the second time tonight. And he'll kick for a 3 from 36 yards out in the right hash. And his slips just inside that right upright. Now the lead is down to 11.
And listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talk about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that ball, spin the ball.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive, because last drive he had way too much time.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the end. Fires to the tight end. Now we can really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll try the run. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Back to pass on second down. He's straight downfield. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this pregame showdown.
And it's now the second time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, a couple of Mountain West teams colliding in a game that could have some implications. Nevada is in front. They've responded well to all the off-the-field chatter this week, but they still have to finish the job, and that is no sure thing right now. They're up by 7 over San Jose State. Just another week in the Mountain West where the only constant is chaos, fellas.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere.
You see a lot of quarterbacks get in trouble when they start forcing things. He did a really good job. He wanted to throw the football. You can tell, drop back, nothing open. It's okay. I'm just going to take off and get what I can get.
And the Cowboys can really attack on this second and short. From the gun, the running back has it. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be third and short. To throw, it's Wiggins. Under fire. He'll get rid of it. want to move quickly. Looking downfield on first down. Got his man on the right. He's brought down after a nice gain. And the Cowboys will snap it on 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Fires one high and deep. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. Bringing it back. They'll be stopped, but not before getting the football. Picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. The Illinois offense returns to the field. This has been an impressive first half, and Jesse, they'd love nothing better than to tack another one on before the break.
And why would they want to stop at this point? Everything they've dialed up, they've been able to execute throwing and running the football.
And how critical is it for this defense to get a stop down right now before half? They can create some momentum on their side by getting a stop before the half.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
Starting a drive like that really builds confidence. First down from the 45. Looking to throw on first down. Throws it in. It's through. Goes out of bounds, but not before he gets it to the edge of the red zone right at the 20.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half of the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive. They're throwing the football. They're dictating everything right now to the defense.
The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
And a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dig and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver on the middle of the field.
He's got him still on his feet. Touchdown! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And this is blowout scene. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen explosive plays. They score again here right before halftime. I don't know, guys. I mean, can we do running clock in the second half?
And the extra point gives them a 28-3 lead. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Wyoming takes over the football, and the Cowboy offense on its way out. Well, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
They get him a rush, and it pays off the sack at the 20.
And anytime you hit the quarterback, man, you make him think, you speed up the processor a little bit, and that's the third on the day. This is a unit, actually, that does a good job of that. They're in the top 25 in the country at getting the quarterback on the ground.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Dropping back, it's Riggins. Puts it out on the screen. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, you've been taking in a magnificent scene there today in Champaign. And how do we possibly begin without singing the praises of this receiver? His ability ability to find gaps, run textbook routes, and then show that breakaway speed. He simply is the total package. How this secondary responds, whether they try to double-team him or get aggressive at the line, that'll be the story of this second half.
On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. Not sure they had to adjust much as they'll try to build on this lead.
Situation later in the ball games, you're still getting pounded. This defense has to step up at some point and be a lot more physical.
D coordinators down the road that have to play this offense, man, they're going to have nightmares because this unit has so much speed and so much skill. Running back, receiver, tight end, the quarterback making good decisions. It is so tough trying to stop them and prevent explosive plays. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. This offense had so much success in that first half, so in the third quarter, they come out and the quarterback looks like he's still dealing. This has been a really nice drive. That was a really nice throw. Just keep doing. You're doing if you're on offense.
And they'll line up from the 31 on first down. Looking to throw on first down. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
All right, that's one the offensive line has got to be able to communicate and pick up. When that inside linebacker comes running through the A gap or the B gap, those O-linemen, they've got to work together, and they've got to pass guys off to one another to make sure they pick him up. He didn't
going for it all. Makes the grab. This dude is just slicing and dicing this defense into little tiny pieces.
Carving him up, completely comfortable, knows exactly what he's getting. Had so much success to him. You got to find a way to make it.
Drive just 4 plays. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Wyoming has the football back, and here comes the offense. The give to the back. Runs through the tackle. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
And that would be the definition of first down success. Putting yourself in a good position. It's 2nd and inches. I can do whatever I want next. I can take a shot down the field. I can run the football and get a new set of downs. Like, nice first down execution.
The Cowboys have their whole playbook open here on 2nd and inches. Looking to throw, it's Wiggins. Makes the grab. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs.
Let's get boys.
officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Cowboys have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Back in motion, trying to clear the picture. Quickly complete. Push down for the tackle.
Kind of like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive yards.
The Cowboys come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Here's a heat. Lets it fly on the move. Makes a connection. Shot out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 15-yard line, and this offense is doing work.
No touchdowns yet, but that may change very soon after that long completion by the offense. Really great route, and a nice job of looking that one in. He set his offense up now in the red zone. They're looking to score some points.
From the red zone, looking for a receiver. He finds a soft spot. That one takes him down to the 13-yard line.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you can tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
Off play action. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown, Mustard and Brown. Made the grab in the end zone for the score. Field shrinks, tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point cuts into the lead just a touch, 35-10.
Gentlemen, the Lone Star Showdown is underway in the great state of Texas. Here's a quick update between the Horns and the Aggies. Texas A&M packed a wallop today, and in many ways it felt like it packed the 12th man with them too. This was supposed to be a road test, and instead it felt like a walk through the park in College Station. An SEC clash and an impressive showing that could be a huge confidence builder for this program. Back to you.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there.
On the ready. 29.
To the ground with the back. Turning it off. Brought down at the 28, but it's a 10-yard gain.
When a running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Lost the fire on second down. Catch in the middle, it's Pierre. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
There are a lot of offenses out there that will probably be a little bit more conservative when you've got a lead like this in the third quarter, but when you've got the playmakers these guys have at the skill positions throwing the football, you should keep airing it out, and that's exactly what they're doing now.
To the air on first down. He fires to the left side. And that one's incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
You know, they say sometimes for quarterbacks the hardest throws to make are when the guy's wide open. How do you miss that throw if you're the QB? Just put it on it. You can underthrow it by 10 yards. That receiver would have come back and fielded a punt.
They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27.
There are a lot of smiles right now in this offense. They've got a big lead, and they're just having fun out there. They're still throwing the football. These receivers are still getting open. Pass protection is still great. This quarterback's thinking to himself, man, I'm going to be padding my stats here in the second half of this game because everything we're dialing up is working.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
Deep shot for the end zone. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers, and he couldn't hold on.
And I'm not surprised they're letting him throw the football down here near the end zone. Like, that dude's been really, really good. And you can trust him. They trust him in this offense. Great job by this defense playing the pass, breaking on the football, and making sure he doesn't get another touchdown.
Illinois needs a big play here on 3rd and long. And into the end zone. And he will score. The question now, will it count as we check out the ball over the field? And that is a punch right in the gut to make a play like that and have a penalty wipe it out. 7th play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. A shot for the end zone. Touchdown! They went for the big play, and boy, did it ever pay off.
His second receiving touchdown of the ball game. Find ways to get your athletes the ball. They'll do the rest. That's number 2. They better start playing some better defense. Number 3 is coming soon.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. Unloads it left. Beautifully thrown ball. Terrific catch, and they'll have the 1st down.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. Good throw, good catch. Now we got to keep it going.
And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. Will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the 4th. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Wants to throw on 1st down off the play fake. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Makes the catch. It's 4. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
And the Cowboys in a good spot here with 2nd and short. Quarterback on the keeper. He's in open space downfield. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. The Cowboys come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on 1st down. He's got his man, makes the grab. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down.
This has been a frustrating day. I mean, they haven't moved the ball consistently, and now you get a play, but they haven't put 2 and 3 and 4 plays together, and that's why they're trailing in this football game. So maybe they can find some kind of a rhythm here late in the game and get something cooking.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. He'll pull it on the read. And the firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, that last play is basically a microcosm of what today has been like. Offense, just nothing happening. Not physical enough at the point of attack. They're being swarmed. They haven't had the balance necessary to win this game, and that's why they find themselves trailing late.
And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. Oh, man, they've already lost one quarterback today. Now the backup comes in and has to take a shot.
Man, I might think about protecting my QB a little better. I already lost one. Now your second guy gets hit, and you got to keep this guy healthy. You got to keep him upright.
Unleashes one deep. And it's knocked away. They'll give up the ball, failing to convert on fourth. The Illinois offense returns to the field. They'll go to the ground. Pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. Probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line.
I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter. You're smiling because you know.
And there they go again with another huge. On the ground, he's finally run out of bounds.
What great explosiveness by this running back to break through and almost get to the house, Jesse, but just comes up short.
I'll tell you, he had a lot of help downfield.
And they had 6 more to go with that trip to the house. With that last score, things comfortable here in the fourth as they are headed to a 7-1 record. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, it's a final now in one of the more intriguing games of the week, that notable ACC clash. Pittsburgh was able to come away with the victory, but it was not the type of dominant win we've seen in the Steel City over the years. A win, yes, but this one lacked style points. Never know what can happen when two good teams face off, but even the most plugged-in ACC fans have to be surprised by this one, fellas.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that. It sounds as if they had a good one there. So now it's 2nd and long. Pulls it in Silva. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. wants to pass. The short hands, it's Ford. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. And the Cowboys will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Wants to bring it back. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. Here comes the Illini offense back onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Offense.
That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Ready? Cricket. From the gun, looking for a man. He turns that loose down the right side. He's got it! And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
This has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense obviously just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Wyoming takes over the football, and the Cowboy offense on its way out. Last time they had it, didn't pick up a first down. Let's see if they can put something together here. The give to the back. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
The Cowboys can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Leaves it with the back. Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33.
Hey, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it.
He'll be stopped short, picks up one, but they're facing 4th and 1. And the Cowboys line up to punt it away. On his way back from the 20. They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. The Illinois offense returns to the field. And now one of the most satisfying moments in football, just watching that clock drain away while you have control of the ball, Jesse.
And this is definitely one of the best play callers, right, for an offensive coordinator. Getting ready to go into victory formation. So many good things happened. It seemed like everything he was dialing today, David, ended up working out.
No doubt. They put a lot of highlights together, put a great offensive game together, complete football game. They get the win on to next week.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Wide open downfield. Across midfield and out of bounds at the 49. A big pickup there.
This is just getting gross. I mean, he's close to 500 yards now, just dissecting this defense.
Looking to throw on first down. Caught over the middle. It's Pierre.
And there's no mercy rule in college football. They've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter, and they're still staying aggressive. They're still throwing the football, going out and executing, working on their craft. They've got bigger fish.
And they're going to score yet another touchdown as they just add their total.
And they just keep piling on the points. We've seen in big moments in this game, they've been able to step up and deliver, particularly on offense. Very impressive performance.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Wyoming has the football back, and here comes the offense. This offense needs something to feel good about. It hasn't been very productive today, Jesse.
Well, I think it's just important they stay aggressive, try to throw the football, and just see what this quarterback can do here at the end of the game to build confidence for the next time they take the field.
Yeah, and there hasn't been much good today. But build confidence, sure, but just show your team you're going to kill.
And they don't drag him down until he gets all the way to the 46-yard line. When you know you have a team outclassed, the ability to play to that standard and finish with a blowout like this is really impressive.
And it's almost like playing against yourself, right? You know you're better. You know you're going to win the football game, but how do I continue to still execute? This was so easy, great execution, just beat down in every facet.
I think as a player, you just love being in such great rhythm, and we saw that right from the get-go in this game. Offense just able to matriculate the ball down the field. Defense was not giving anything up. What a great game plan coming in, and this was just total domination.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.